been banging on about this for the last couple of weeks about how much he's looking forward to it. And he reckons he's going to nail this one compared to all the rest. So that's what he's been saying.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Right, I will mute all. Over to you, mate.
Okay.
Good luck. Are you nervous?
Nah.
You should be.
All right, yeah.
Over to you.
Well, okay. Just a small introduction then. I thought I'd copied Graham Thomas and have an opening slide filled with pictures of myself. So I'm one of ETG's application engineers working on the Nakamura machines. Picture on the left is from my previous job where I worked at one of ETG's customers in subcontract machining. One in the middle shows that the Korean application seems to be contributing towards hair loss. And the one on the right, sometimes they let me wear a shirt. So all Nakamura multitasking machines come with SmartX control, which is packed with Nakamura's own software. Control is a big selling point of the machine, so I hope all the regional salesmen are paying attention. So the SmartX control is basically a FANUC control that has a Windows PC embedded. This means that users can drop in their own drawings, setup sheets, videos, planning schedules, etc. And these can be easily accessed with just 2 keystrokes. Control can also be connected to the company network. So to avoid machine misuse, Nakamura have given us operator level management. Each operator is given an operation skill level and is required to log in at the start of his shift. A level 1 operator has only limited access to basic operations. A level 4 gives you full access to macros, programs, parameters. This is for your top guys like Gordon Coates, Mike Yerdin, Dave Sayers. I recently listened to a podcast where Steve Brown said that he wished he was back on the machines. If this was to happen, then we could safely lock him out on a level 1, meaning that he couldn't mess with things which would be on his skill level. Swiftly moving on. Programming a 12-axis machine can be daunting. With NTMGI, which is Nakamura's modified version of FANUC Manual Guide I, programming is simplified. NTMGI is a template-based programming system for quick and easy programming at the control. You can switch between manual G-code programming and conversational programming within the same screen. Special Nakamura cycles are shown here in conversational format. Then the part can also be simulated within MGI. Moving on from NTMGI, Nakamura have given us Smart Support. This is a new programming support function. Here they have made programming of certain cycles even easier to understand. These are accessed through the app style main menu screen. So here we can see we have a gear hobbing cycle, deep hole drilling, cross hole chamfering. So without this, previously CAD/CAM would be required. We have a function called Work Navigator. So you simply input the data on the left. Each field is explained graphically in the window on the right. NT Work Navigator is workpiece probing software. All that is needed is a piece of steel bar, which is then programmed to press against the workpiece. Once the workpiece is found and the preset load is reached, we can use that position as the datum or generate an alarm if the workpiece isn't where it should be. There's no need to learn the G-code for this now with Smart Support. Also programmed from the new Smart Support screen is Soft Quill or tailstalk function, which is using the similar technology. Another fairly recent feature is 3D Smart Probe, which is a 3D programming system. This simply works by importing a model, selecting turning or milling, highlighting the turning area, select a cycle, and then into the program it goes. With milling, it recognizes mill features, you select the cycle, and we get a program generated fairly quickly. Speeds and feeds are also automatically generated by selecting the material and also surface finishes. This is also available for PC. Tool setting screen. The SmartX controller is a tool setting screen with a 3D model of the machine and an extensive tool library. When you set a tool, you simply select a tool holder from the cutting tool and a cutting tool from the library to populate the turrets or tool spindle. This takes around less than 10 seconds to set a tool. Once the 3D machine model is set, we can run the full machine simulation so that the setup, tool offsets and programs can be verified. Here we have a triple turret machine which has 3 programs running simultaneously, so there's a lot going on in there. The video on the left was one I took whilst on operator training at one of our customers, showing a bit of pinch turning, and also the tailstock function. And the video on the right was from a recent one at Seco, where this shows the machine model moving live with the machine. You can actually hear it cutting. Programs generated on CAD/CAM, which tend to be very large files, they can also be verified using the 3D machine simulation. So protecting the machine, Nakamura have given us collision guard. This will stop a crash before it happens, running live with the machine, as we have already set this up when setting the tools. To further protect the machine, we have airbag. The video on the left shows you what happens on a machine without airbag. It's quite a lot of damage. And the one on the right shows a Nakamura. So as you can see, the tool looks to jump off the material. What actually happens is within 0.008 of a second after detecting the crash, the servo is thrown into reverse to reduce the damage. We also have tool life management, tool load monitoring, tool counters, group tooling, all the usual stuff. And a recent addition is the utility tools, where we have scientific calculator, engineer's calculator, where you can work out velocity, power requirements, and also notes, where operators can leave log notes to each other. One Touch MDI is another recent one, where we can save common inputs, so short programming calls. This example shows you if you were just to call a tool from an ATC machine, you would have to use 27 keystrokes. With One Touch MDI, it's, well, one touch. NT Thermal Navigator. So there are, I think, 7 different thermal compensation patterns, and it's unknown which one will most suit the machine until it's in position and running on parts. So a machine sat in the middle of a hot factory in Saudi Arabia will want a different thermal compensation pattern than a machine next to a large shutter door in North Canada. So this software automatically changes the thermal compensation environment parameters. We also have production monitoring graphs in there, where if when using the operator login, it will show which operators have been running. It shows the setup times, the run times, and all this data can be output. We have a warm-up function where the machine can kick into life at 5 AM on a Monday morning and start running a warm-up cycle. Every Nakamura machine now comes with NT Smart Sign, which is machine monitoring software. So Nakamura users can view their machine status remotely on their smartphone, tablet or PC from anywhere in the world. All events are captured, everything from feed rate override adjustments to tool offsets. And what makes this different from other monitoring software is that we can actually remotely adjust offsets. I'm going to end with software to help with maintenance. So here Nakamura give us image guidance. When you have an alarm, all the information is on the screen with images pointing you to where the issue is. There are also screens for for all the parts catches to simplify the recovery procedures. Another new addition is the ATC recovery function, which takes you through step by step, should there ever be an interruption while changing tool. This is almost automated. And finally, all the manuals are in the control. So this is where Alex Price gets all of his information. He'll actually tell you he knows it all from the top of his head, but he doesn't. He gets it from in here. That's it. Thanks very much.
I like it. Very good. Well done, Steve. We'll get the questions going for you. So anyone with a question, just whack it.
Don't feel you have to ask any questions, just to be polite. If there are no questions, I'm absolutely
There's
fine
loads
with
of
that.
questions, mate. There's loads.
There isn't any. It's fine.
I've got one. I'll go first. So you talked about the number of axes earlier. I think you mentioned the machine with 13 axes.
Yeah.
What Nakamura machine do we supply that's got the most axes?
The most axes will be the new JX250, which I think 14 axes.
14 axes machines. For those that
Gordon or Mike can help me out if they know any.
For those that are not that technical, to program 14 axes machines takes someone with the brain the size of a planet, to be honest. People struggle with 3 and 4 axes, so to program a 14 axes machine, get your head round it is pretty impressive. That's why we're selling it. Tom, you've got a question.
Yeah, good presentation, Steve. There was some mega features, particularly features like the remote viewing and monitoring.
Yeah.
These all just come with a Nakamura purchase. It's not an additional.
No, everything I've mentioned in there, apart from the gear hobbing, would be an add-on. Comes with the machine.
Wow.
But the machine costs you £250,000, so
it's included. But no, that's interesting. There's no sort of monthly or yearly sort of subscription with these.
No, don't think so. Not with that.
Wow, mega. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Cheers.
Just on that remote monitoring, I think it's a little bit of an unknown one for most people. Don't realise that it actually comes with that feature.
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
But maybe the sales guys know of it and that. But it's I mean that's quite an expensive add-on from a third party. If you was to go and buy another machine tool, it's quite a unique feature and gives you massive benefits. How do many customers sort of use it?
Nope, unfortunately, none. Most of them aren't aware it comes with it. Others maybe have their own monitoring software. So this monitoring software will only do a Nakamura machine. So advantages of the other ones are that they can monitor full factory.
Can the Nakamura talk with a system that's already in place?
The machine will, yes, but this NT Smart Sign software is just for Nakamuras.
Right.
The big advantage, what you were saying earlier, you can change your offsets and that, which you wouldn't be able to do with any other third party.
Apparently not. Mike Juddin, he's the main man for this. He's helped me out with that section, and he's had the most experience with that software.
Yeah, because he used to do the factory jizz.
Yeah, so because he used to do factory jizz, I asked his advice on that.
Mike, do you want to pipe in and just tell us what the difference is?
Yeah, so the machine monitoring is readily available from various outfits. The Nakamura one came free with the machine. Obviously, Nakamura want to focus on theirs. The interesting side of it is the communication to the Nakamura machines, which allows us a two-way communication now. We're no longer just reading data. We can now communicate with the machine. So remotely, we can monitor tool offsets, well then we can also modify them. So if we're monitoring from home, for example, we could then feed that data back to the machine and tend to it remotely.
So is it literally somebody sat on their sofa watching EastEnders while their machine's beavering away in the factory, changing the offsets, just doing it on their phone? It's as easy as that.
Easy as that.
can the machines tie in with automated CMMs and change their own offsets based on inspection?
We've got a project going through the office now that's going to highlight a good example of that.
Very good. Anyone else got any questions? No? You got away a bit lightly with that one, Steve.
Cheers.
I'll unmute all and we'll give you a clap. So, well done.
Well done, Steve.
Cheers.
I'm a little bit unprepared because I haven't got my sheet saying who's on next Tuesday. Does anyone? Sorry, it will be. Oh, we've got Highfall, Rob Waite with the Matrix stroke Cosmic. Is he on? No. Okay. All right. So thanks again then, Steve. See you all on Tuesday. Have a good bank holiday weekend, y'all. See you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Everyone. Go ahead, stick it out, buddy. Party's off.
Weekends.
Bye.
See you later.